Good morning. I want to get in here and actually give a reaction. I had a little time to really get my thoughts together. First of all, I want to tell everybody who actually is rocking with my channel, thank you so much for actually subscribing. I appreciate you. But yeah, the verdict was actually read about R. Kelly. I was to the point where I actually had a chance to really think about what I was going to say. I still say the same thing I've been saying for the longest time. I'm still a diehard R. Kelly fan. I'm not going to say that I totally agree with what went on in the courtroom, and I'm going to tell you why. First of all, they're to the point where they're saying that R. Kelly was guilty. Now I'm not saying he was guilty, but I always was taught that most times people are to the point where they do things for one or two reasons: either do it for clout, or they do it for money, or they just do it just because. This verdict was basically done just because. I'm gonna tell you why. R. Kelly is not to the point that he's totally innocent. Now they're saying that he actually had a lot of actual people that he actually was being with, and they most were underage girls, allegedly. The reason why I say allegedly is because at the particular time when these events happened, these young ladies were of age. But my dilemma is that if you're going to convict R. Kelly, why won't you convict the actual parents? Now, when I was coming up, now, I was not to the point that I was even put in that type of position, if that makes sense. Now, a lot of these parents are to the point where they was trying to get to the bag, if that makes sense. They trying to get their children out there to do the most, trying to get a record deal from R. Kelly. Now, as my grandma used to say, when Mad Day came, everybody got mad because they didn't get what they were supposed to get, if that makes sense. Now, as far as Aaliyah is concerned, everybody's saying that she got just actually, allegedly was convicted. My thing is two things wrong with that. You are to the point where you want to say that R. Kelly was all the way wrong for what he did. No, he was not. Only difference between Aaliyah's case and the actual people's cases that are coming forward now is that Aaliyah actually got her record deal. Now, I'm not saying that Robert Kelly, which is his government name, was wrong. I mean, right. I'm sorry for being with Aaliyah, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because she was not of age. She was not of consent. Now, I'm saying this allegedly because it's to the point where I don't know for sure what went on because I was just like everybody else, was not in the room when they actually got married. But when the news broke, I was a kid at the time. Now, fast forward now to my age now, I don't feel to the point where it was anything right about it, if that makes sense. But when I was raised, when I was coming up in school, your mom didn't put you in them type of positions where you had to be around grown men, if that makes sense. Now, the way I was raised, you were to the point where you knew right from wrong. Now, if I got a daughter and she's to the point where she is around grown men, she's doing this, she's doing that, I'm not gonna put her in those type of positions where she actually could be raped. Number one. Number two, could be, kidnapped. There's a lot of things going on when you allow your grown daughters or your young daughters, it don't matter what age group, to be around men because you never know what's on a man's mind. Most time it's two things on a man's mind. Either he wants sex or whatever. It is what it is. I mean, we all grown. Now, as far as the verdict is concerned, I think it's garbage. Most importantly, they basically trying to make a example out of that man. It's wrong. Most of those people, if you pay attention to the documentary, because I seen it, so I can say I don't even have to say allegedly, but I will. Most of those people that coming out of the woodwork, they mad they came, their children did not get record deals. Okay, no record deals. Now, if they had got record deals, you wouldn't even know about these people. They've been hush. Okay, it is what it is. R. Kelly was a music genius. He still is. Not saying that he's not guilty, but the amount of time they trying to get this man is garbage, is bogus. They trying to make an example out of that man that's wrong. Okay, most people on the outside looking in are basically making jokes about R. Kelly, saying that if this is time to fly, this will be the time to do it. That's not funny. Now, if you're to the point where you was in the same position that he was, you don't want people making jokes about you. I'm not saying R. Kelly is totally innocent, but the amount of time they trying to get that man, people that do major federal crimes don't get even half of what time they trying to get that man. And just like I told somebody on another panel, he ain't had enough coochie in his lifetime to actually deserve that amount of money. Okay, I might get a lot of backlash for saying it, but I'm gonna say it because guess what is on my platform. They wrong, they dead wrong. I'm hoping that R. Kelly can get an appeal in ASAP. Most importantly, he need to take his team and fire them. I don't care if he got two on his team, five, six, seven. He need to fire all of them. Get him an actual attorney that has his best interest at heart. Nobody has that man best interest at heart. They basically got that man and they just left him hanging. Okay. Now, people allegedly saying that R. Kelly broke. I don't believe it. Now, as far as out of the young kids, I don't left that alone, but I go back to it. They were basically saying that a lot of the girls that was in there, and I say girls, but they were grown women, were held hostage. Okay, there's two things wrong with that. When they actually the story broke that they said he was at the Trump Towers allegedly with the girls in there. My thing is when it was time for them to leave, he actually got arrested. They didn't even want to leave. So what you telling me he was playing mind games with them from the jail cell? They did not want to leave. They was to the point they still was trying to actually be there. Now, there's another recording that's circulating that's saying that a woman basically said that R. Kelly was performing sexual acts allegedly on men. Okay, first of all, sister, and I'm gonna say sister because I don't say names. I know exactly what her name. I'm just gonna say sister. If a man sitting there, he having sex with another man in front of me, it ain't finna go down. Cause two things finna happen. I ain't finna watch, and most importantly, I ain't gonna be able to watch. Okay, no, I can't do that one. Okay, now she sat there and gave a blow by blow what was going on. Okay, so that tells me that either she liked it or she was being held hostage, if that makes sense. Now I'm not to the point where I'm gonna try to discredit these people and say they lying when they actual victims, because some of these people that he actually was in contact with actually are victims. You understand what I'm saying? I can say that because I've had people in my family that was raped. Okay, some raped as a kid, some raped as grown women. But my thing is the way I was raised, you know how to be a grown woman. Most importantly, you know what it is. Now, when I was going to school in junior high, I knew a lot of girls that were dating older guys. It is what it is. I mean, it happens. If it didn't happen in your neighborhood, then you you maybe you were sheltered. I lived a sheltered life myself, but I knew right from wrong. I know my mom and dad they didn't get down like that. You know what I'm saying? It was to the point where I get caught up in that situation. First thing I'm gonna say, why was you even in that predicament? Why did you get yourself in that situation? But it is sad and sick that they putting this man to actually take the fall and then not trying to go after the parents. You say what you want to say. If you put your child out to be vulnerable enough that you that hungry for a record deal, because most times that's what it's about. They trying to get close to R. Kelly. Cause get what I said, he is a music genius. You cannot take that from that man. You understand what I'm saying? He is a music genius. It is what it is. Just like I was doing last night, but continue to play his music, and I'm gonna just do what I do, and I'm hoping that this thing will at least play itself out. That man will get a chance to come out. He does not deserve to go to jail for no life. I don't know about it. Okay. He ain't had enough coochie to deserve that. Somebody on the panel that I said that to, they agreed. They was a male. See, I'm not saying that just because I like R. Kelly and I'm a diehard R. Kelly. It's about right and wrong. In my opinion, they try to Bill Cosby him too. Okay. If you know what I'm saying, you understand what I'm saying. They did Bill Cosby the same way, but eventually they had to let the man out. They was gonna let Bill Cosby out. Excuse my friend, rot. You know why? Because I'm not gonna say why because I'm on this platform. And a lot of people gonna say, "Nah, I shouldn't say it." But it's a reason why it's to the point where they was gonna let Bill Cosby and R. Kelly rot. Now, if you watching this actual live stream, you understand why I'm saying what I'm saying. I don't even have to say it. I can say it, and I can just speak around the issue because I don't want to get it in that type of issue. Because if I do, I will really get, what, I would be really ticked off because I understand what's going on as far as R. Kelly is concerned. They got all this information and compounding all these people just coming at the woodwork. They just piling up on each other. My thing is when it actually happened, why they didn't report it? What, they didn't have a phone? They didn't have no car. They couldn't go to the police station. They couldn't report it in when it actually happened. Or they gotta wait till Mad Day come years later to come out and say it. That's just me. Now I have followed a lot of stories on people that have been raped, killed, doing the most. They don't take years and years for them to come out. Okay. Some are to the point they are real traumatized that maybe they can't talk about it, but they will at least report it, let somebody know something. Because see, a lot of times that's how the stuff get out. You might get to the point where you confide in somebody else and they go above what you say and they'll go tell somebody else. So you mean to tell me that nobody was to the point they was able to say what R. Kelly was doing? Now allegedly they're saying that their video surfacing of him actually urinating on different little girls. Okay. I'm not gonna get into that as far as what he was doing. I'm not saying he's totally innocent, but the amount of time they giving that man it is a hot mess. Okay. The man that actually put his foot on the man's neck, he got less time. Make it make sense. He actually killed the man. Okay. But R. Kelly is what it is. I just hope that he can actually get an actual attorney that will actually be within his, in other words, work for his favor. You understand what I'm saying? Because when you are in the system, you're to the point where you're actually locked up. You need somebody that has your best interests at heart. I don't care what you say. Okay. Even if I was in that position, which thank God I would never be because it ain't that deep and that serious. But I hope and pray that R. Kelly will give him a different attorney and make sure that he get appeal in. And I'm hoping that they will actually give him an appeal. But from what they're saying, that it's probably be a lost cause because they say it might be other charges he got to face. And I was saying to myself, these people just coming out the woodwork, man. It's a hot mess. It's worse than Bill Cosby. It's just like when you put gas on a flame that's already burning. These people just coming out the woodwork. I said to myself, OMG. Where was y'all all these years ago when it actually happened to you? Y'all just thought about it now. I know why. Now he in the hot seat. Everybody want to come out and say he did this. As far as it go, I can get in there and say he did something to me, and they wouldn't even question my credibility allegedly, because they want to frame this man and they need as much evidence as they can to support it, and that's what it is. Everybody mad. They done came. Everybody mad now. They weren't mad when they was getting what they wanted. Now they can't get what they want. Mad they coming. If that makes sense. But I know it don't make no sense because it don't make no sense to me either. But yeah, you guys, I had to get on here and give you my unbiased opinion on that thing right there as far as R. Kelly. I was there when the story broke, but I went to the point where I wanted to make a full video because I wanted to get my thoughts together. I didn't want to just ramble on and tell you guys how I felt when I really, really wanted to tell you, because I had told you last night I would have been in my feelings about the thing because I was waiting on R. Kelly to come out. Just like I said, a lot of people, they be laughing. They be saying, why you want him to get out so bad? I said, because think about it. If you've been locked down as long as R. Kelly has, and you really want to make a change, you're going to come out with some bad fire music. Most of these people, songs that you hear, R. Kelly has wrote the song. Now, if you think I'm lying, just look at the credits and you'll see most songs that you listen to, that you bop to from maybe from the 90s until now. However, R. Kelly most time had something to do with it. He wrote it or some kind of way. He's a musical genius. I still be in the house sometime. I catch myself. I be doing the little dance to Step in the Name of Love. I was doing that last night. But it is what it is. He's still on my playlist. I'm still gonna rock me some R. Kelly, and 12 Play is what it is. I love that actual album. I ain't gonna even get into it. But anyway, it is what it is, and I can't do nothing but most importantly see it is what it is. I'm hoping that R. Kelly can give him somebody that actually is gonna represent him. Because it's one of them things with the judicial system. Just because you to the point where you think he's guilty, that still don't mean he does not, and I repeat, not deserve a fair trial. If that makes sense. Okay. A lot of people say, well, he's guilty. You can say he's guilty, but you still have not combed through the evidence. See, we on the outside looking in. Just like I'm giving you my opinion, I'm on the outside looking in. I haven't seen all the evidence. I'm just seeing what has been presented to me and what I have seen. You understand what I'm coming from? That's why I have to keep saying allegedly. But even though it is what it is, it might be years down the road, I still think my opinion about this. Okay. You know, I ain't saying that he's totally innocent. I never said that. Not tell anybody that. But the amount of time they trying to get that man, I think he would have got less time if he had murdered somebody that day. Sad but true. Because it's to the point where it seems like you different without you know, that's why I'm so to the point where a lot of people say I'm so hard on